You pick up your phone for a quick glance just to check one thing. 30 minutes later, you're deep into a sea of endless content and you barely remember why you started. But it's not your fault. It's by design. The internet is rewiring your brain in ways you can't see, and the consequences go far beyond just losing track of time. It's destroying your ability to focus, hijacking your reward system, and making you crave more, even when you know you've had enough. At the center of this hijacking is dopamine, your brain's feel-good chemical. Every like, every share, every piece of content gives you a hit of dopamine. Over time, your brain starts to crave more and more. But here's the twist. Your brain wasn't designed for this level of stimulation. The constant bombardment of novelty, new posts, new videos, new messages, keeps you in a loop of seeking reward without ever truly feeling satisfied. In fact, the more you scroll, the less pleasure you actually get. Your brain adapts, requiring more and more stimulation to feel the same high, leaving you feeling anxious, restless, and mentally exhausted. This isn't just a side effect, it's the business model. Platforms profit by keeping you engaged, regardless of the long-term cost to your mental well-being. Your attention is the most valuable currency in the digital age. The more fragmented it becomes, the harder it is to focus on anything meaningful. Studies show that the internet is reducing our ability to engage in deep work, long, focused periods of concentration that are essential for learning, problem-solving, and creativity. Every time you switch between tasks, say reading an article, then checking Instagram, then replying to a message, your brain takes time to reorient itself. The more you do this, the less capable your brain becomes of sustained focus. The result? A brain that is overstimulated but undernourished. You're constantly bombarded with information, but none of it sinks in. What you might not realize is that this overuse can actually follow the stages of addiction, just like any other substance. Ask yourself, how far have you gone? The first stage is harmless enough. It starts with curiosity. You want to see what everyone is talking about, experience the latest trends, and connect with friends. At this stage, you're still in control. You check in occasionally. It's fun, it's light, but this is where the seed is planted. The next stage is routine. You're now reaching for your phone, not just for fun, but because it's part of your day. You check it without thinking, while eating, before bed, even during conversations. The platform is now embedded into your daily life. You're not yet addicted, but it's becoming harder to resist. At this stage, it's no longer just routine. You feel a need. You can't go an hour without checking. You crave the notifications, the likes, the updates. Without them, you feel a void. The internet is now your primary source of stimulation, and other activities like reading, hobbies, or even socializing in person start to feel dull in comparison. Stage 4, addiction, and then there's addiction. At this point, the internet controls you. You lose hours without realizing it. You struggle to disconnect. The desire to scroll has overpowered your ability to stop. And the worst part? You know it, but feel powerless. But here's where it gets even more troubling. Despite knowing the negative effects, you still can't stop. Why? Because your brain is caught in a vicious cycle of craving. It's not just the dopamine rush that keeps you hooked. It's the anticipation of what's next. Psychologically, you've been conditioned to expect the next hit, the next viral post, the next notification. It's what psychologists call variable rewards. Like a slot machine, you never know when the next big win will come. Sometimes it's just another pointless video, but sometimes it's that perfect meme or viral clip, and that uncertainty keeps you hooked. This craving hijacks your brain's natural reward system, making it harder to experience joy or satisfaction from things that used to matter, like spending time with family, engaging in hobbies, or even just being alone with your thoughts. The good news, you can escape the cycle, but it requires more than just willpower. Step 1, recognize that it's not about going cold turkey or demonizing the internet. It's about retraining your brain. Start small. Practice mindful consumption. Before you open an app, ask yourself, what am I here for? Set a time limit and stick to it. Step 2, reclaim your dopamine. Instead of relying on the instant gratification of a screen, find activities that give you long-term satisfaction. Exercise, reading, hobbies. These things won't give you the same immediate high, but they will restore your brain's natural balance over time. Step 3. Detox your environment. Remove unnecessary distractions. Turn off non-essential notifications. Designate phone-free times and spaces, like the first hour of your day or the last hour before bed. The goal isn't to deprive yourself, but to create space for your brain to breathe.